You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
I'm Stephen Cabral, board-certified naturopathic doctor, and today on our first house call of the weekend, I'm going to get right into your questions today. We've got really great questions this weekend. Actually, 6 questions total for the weekend, 3 today, 3 tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'm actually going to ask you a question. So definitely be sure to tune into that episode as well, because I would like your help. I would like your insight into this question that I have for you. So let's get right into today's questions. Today's first one is from Danielle. Danielle is asking a very popular, very common question that I get quite a bit, and that's, how do I get rid of cold sores? So I'm going to give you the quick answer, the short answer today, and then what I'll do is I'll actually make a larger episode in the future, probably on a Total Wellness Tuesday, maybe on a Friday review of exactly how I help wellness clients get rid of cold sores. So keep in mind this, that the number one thing right now proven to help get rid of cold sores, because of course what we're talking about is the herpes virus. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to keep this virus at bay. We have to keep, so the long term is to actually destroy the herpes virus within the system, or at least make it go dormant. But in terms of getting rid of a cold sore when you do have it, very important that you do this, that you increase your high lysine foods. That's Lysine. Increase those high lysine foods. You can look them up online. I'd be happy to create a list for you as well. And decrease your high arginine foods. So high arginine foods that you want to decrease in your diet, because that will exacerbate the herpes virus. So arginine, Argine. Very common, used in bodybuilding and weightlifting, but it can exacerbate herpes and cold sores as well. So look into that you can actually take L-lysine pills, capsules, which I do recommend. That's going to help. And you can take, there's certain wellness formulas as well that already include the lysine right in it, but you're going to need a higher dose when you do have a cold sore outbreak. And they make lysine-based topical cream that you can put directly on the cold sore. So that's first and foremost what I do recommend. Other things that help on the cold sore, a brand name Nutribiotics makes a cold sore cream that has lysine, that has grapefruit seed extract. Both of those work great. There's a remedy that I'm a little unsure of whether to give you or not, but I'm going to give it to you and then let you decide if it's right for you, because I know how debilitating cold sores can be for people, and they want them gone immediately. So what I'm going to do is give you that kind of that short-term thing that you can do, only if you feel it's right for you, because again, even though these types of things are natural organic compounds, not something ideally I would like to be putting inside my body typically on a regular basis. And of course, whenever you do put in your skin, remember, some will be absorbed. But that thing, that it's an organic compound, that organic compound, it's a type of ketone, and of course we know about ketones now, is called acetone. And acetone is most commonly known as a cleaner. And the most popular way it's used is in nail polish remover. So acetone is very strong. It helps get rid of cold sores very, very quickly when applied topically, not internally, topically, and it will burn when you put it on. So there is that, and you should start out slow if you decide to use this. Again, my recommendations are L-lysine, stay away from high arginine foods, and making sure that you are supporting your immune system in the proper way. But you want to remove it quickly, use the L-lysine cream, topical lotion, and if you decide to, acetone's been proven over and over and over to get rid of those cold sores very quickly. So hopefully that answers your question, and again, I'd be happy to elaborate in the future. So our second question today is from FitPro75. FitPro75 asked, what is acupuncture best for? So a really great question. And, I've used acupuncture at various times in my life for myself, and I actually will recommend out for some of it, and I practice acupuncture myself. I only use it with family, friends, myself, because I'm not a licensed acupuncturist, and so I'm not going to play one inside my clinic. But I know all the points. I've studied in China. I studied intertraditional Chinese medicine hospital. I work more with herbs. I work more with functional medicine. So it's not my forte, so I only specialize in certain things, and acupuncture is not that. So when do I recommend it the most? Well, so from my time that I spent in China, in the hospital there, what I saw was this, that in America, we have a little different version of acupuncture, meaning like we'll do acupuncture a lot of times without the herbs and without the other like tuina-based massage therapy techniques. In China, they use it all as one system of medicine, which that's why I've seen people get great results that way. However, even if you're just doing acupuncture on its own with no herbs and no other things like that, it is absolutely best for, and what I've seen it work great for is nervous system-based disorders, meaning like can't calm the body down, can't sleep, insomnia, muscle tension, those types of things where the body's just very, very tense. I've seen acupuncture work absolutely fantastic for those specific things. So if you want my number one recommendation, that's what I believe it's best for. Can you cure rheumatoid arthritis just with acupuncture alone? I've never seen it happen. I don't see how you would. You have to not only remove bacterial overgrowth in the gut, remove a lot of times candida in the gut, then seal up the gut wall, then do a detox to actually cleanse the blood in the body, and then replace minerals and nutrients that way. Now, acupuncture can help, again, with the nervous system. It can help improve digestion, but that's a tall order just for acupuncture to help. So instead of looking at acupuncture as the end-all, be-all, look at it as another system of medicine that you can use, that you can add to your current repertoire of healthy-based activities that you're doing for yourself. So that's my recommendation. Again, nervous system-based disorders, it opens up those meridians. It allows the energy to flow better. Fantastic for that. Saw great results in China as well. And again, keep in mind, that's why I studied all over the world. I studied all over the world so that I could bring you this information, so that you would know that there is no one form of medicine that is the best for everyone. But every form of medicine has something to offer for everyone. And it's knowing when to use that form of medicine that you'll get the best results. Okay? Great. So next question is from Dennis. Dennis wrote a really long email to me, and I just want to say I appreciate every email that comes to me. I appreciate every compliment, and I'm absolutely grateful that I'm in this position to be able to do this podcast. And Dennis just said, your episode 191 show really changed me in the way that I think. And he just went on to say that the show had a lot of meaning for him. It was the Mindset and Motivation Show, number 191. If you didn't tune into it, I do recommend checking it out. And it's, you are not your diet, your workout, your disease. Basically, it's, are you the one holding you back, I believe is what it was titled. And I believe it was so powerful for so many people, and I got the most comments on this one particular show, is because it gets to the root of the matter of why some people never seem to get well, and why some people never seem to be able to lose the weight while others can, right? Others might have the same exact condition, same exact issue that they're going through, and they overcome it, but some people don't. And this is the absolute best place to start. So Dennis and everyone who wrote in, I really do appreciate you sending those emails and the compliments, and they keep me going. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's the fuel that keeps me fired up to be able to continue bringing these podcasts to you. And it is a labor of love. I do enjoy them, and I am, obviously passionate about bringing this message to the world. We need more people than just myself doing it as well. So his question was, can you tell me what the first step is to changing the way I view myself? So basically after that show, it's obviously it's taking back control not only of your body, but also your mind. So Dennis, it's not easy, and I completely agree with you. I was there myself, and after I relapsed for like my 20th time, I was like, how am I ever going to get better? Am I ever going to actually get better? Meaning like I see glimmers of hope that I can get better, that I can recover. But every time I start to feel good, I come right back down the mountain again and I slide. So here's the thing. This is my recommendation to you, and this is what ultimately got me well, is that I told myself this, is that I'm not going to give up. And if I'm not going to give up, that at some point I will find my answers, and at some point in my life, I will get well. And that doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. You still have time. And the amazing thing is that the more you tell yourself that you will get well, and that you are well, that you're getting well, that you're on your way, you're not where you want to be. There's no kidding anybody. You're not where you want to be. You might want to lose more weight, improve certain health-based conditions. Maybe you do have an autoimmune-based issue. You'll find your answers. You're on your way right now. You're listening to this podcast. You're starting to gather that information. So you're further than you were yesterday because you're more knowledgeable. You have more education than that. And if you keep pushing forward, you're going to find your answer. So that's the first place to start, is take the pressure off yourself. You're going to get there, all right? It might not be tomorrow, and that's okay. We have time. And the other thing is this, start to gather up small wins and then write down those small wins. So it's really important that you understand that you don't just jump from point A to point Z, right? I mean, Z being the point where you're completely better, that you live this, optimal life. It took me a while to get there, but along the way, I felt better and better and better. Meaning, like, if you want to lose 50 pounds, I bet you're going to feel really good when you lose 30, right? You still haven't lost 50, but you did lose 30. That's more than half. You're going to feel fantastic. And I can also guarantee you this, when you lose your first 10, you're going to feel so much less swollen, so much less weighed down. That is only 20% of your goal, but you're going to feel better, and then you're going to use that win to start gathering a little bit more momentum, and that little bit more momentum is going to carry you forward every single day. Now, will you plateau in some weeks? Yes, that's the way the body is, that's the way the mind is, and that's the way life is, because life's not static. It's just not this just gradual increase, which is good, right? I mean, because we can have huge wins, and sometimes we have those losses as well. But like I always say, it's not whether you're going to hit losses in your life, because everyone does. It's impossible. You can't escape it. So don't try. And once you know that, life gets a little bit better. But it's how quickly can you pick yourself up when you're down? Instead of it taking weeks or months, can you get yourself out of that rut by the next day? Can you sleep it off that night and start to have a better mind and a better perspective that next day? That, to me, is what it's all about. So, Dennis, hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that starts to set you on your own path to becoming successful in both body, mind, spirit, everything that's a part of you. Because remember, it's hard to be successful if only a few parts of you are enjoying that success. Success is really having everything in your life starting to click. All right? So, thank you, everyone, once again for tuning in to another Cabral Concept. If I can answer any of your questions, obviously, do feel free to write in. Write in at stephencabral.com/Ask Cabral, and I will get to your questions. It's probably going to take a week or two. We're just backlogged a little bit in questions, but I absolutely will answer it. And if I don't, it's probably coming up as a full episode on an upcoming Cabral Concept. But the other thing is, if you don't hear your question answered within 3 or 4 weeks, right back in again. And that just probably means that it got lost in the shuffle. We apologize, but we will answer it. Thank you again. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Cabral House Call.
Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing, and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now, at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests, or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.